Hello everyone. I wish you all a happy new day. Today I will bring to everyone the feeling that everyone is waiting for the most. There are loves that pass by like a breeze, but there are also loves strong enough to overcome all boundaries and challenges. Alex and Tana have written a beautiful fairy tale love story together. However, the pinnacle of love is not only in sweet vows, but in an important milestone, the day they officially signed the marriage certificate. But will that day really come true? Will happiness easily smile on them, or are there invisible walls waiting to block them behind the gentle glances exchanged? There are also worries, cumbersome procedures, and even the hidden opposition from those around them. Follow Alex and Tana's footsteps with me to discover, is their love strong enough to make their wedding day a reality, or will it remain just a broken dream? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It was already dusk. The small yard in front of the porch was covered in silence, with only the light from the weak yellow lamp, shimmering as if it was retaining a bit of warmth at the end of the day. A gentle wind blew through, carrying the scent of wild grass, the smell of damp soil after the afternoon rain. Alex and Tana sat next to each other, without saying much, just silently listening to the sound of the night gradually falling. But in that silence, Alex's heart was stirred again. Each shaky memory of the past came flooding back one by one. He remembered the days when they almost let go of each other, when the pressure from family, cultural differences, even geographical distance seemed like an insurmountable wall. There were times when Alex thought that this love would forever remain only in memory, and because he had gone through so much torment, he was even more afraid of losing the girl sitting right next to him again. Alex tilted his head, looking deeply into Tana's eyes. In the dim light, her face seemed to glow with an indescribable gentleness. He took a deep breath, as if gathering all the courage of his life, then softly said, "Tana, let's go register our marriage tomorrow morning." At that moment, time seemed to stop. The sentence was short, but enough to shake the surrounding atmosphere. Tana was momentarily stunned. Her eyes opened wide, then gradually filled with tears. Thousands of emotions surged: surprise, emotion, happiness, and even trust. She did not answer right away, but her hand trembled slightly as she reached for Alex's hand. Tana was silent for a long time, then suddenly spoke, her voice trembling slightly. "Alex, why do you want to register your marriage with me?" Alex turned, looked deeply into her eyes, and smiled. "Because I don't want to lose you again. I want the whole world to know that you are my only one." She bit her lip and asked again, "But what if there are storms and difficulties in the future?" Alex gently squeezed her hand. "Then, I will get through it with you. I don't promise that life will be all rosy, but I promise that I will never leave you alone." Tana bowed her head slightly, then looked up again, her eyes hesitant. "Are you really not afraid of the differences between us?" Alex smiled gently, his voice firm. "It is the differences that make this love, and I love everything about you, whether different or similar." Each of Tana's questions was answered by Alex with complete trust. In the quiet nightlight, her heart gradually stopped worrying, leaving only a warm feeling spreading throughout her chest. Tana was silent, her eyes filled with tears as if she were lost in a sea of emotions. She was used to asking questions, used to worrying about the future. But tonight, before the steadfastness in Alex's every word, all worries seemed to gradually disappear. He did not promise with flowery words, did not paint a distant vision. Alex simply affirmed one thing: "I will be with you, no matter what." And it was that simplicity that made Tana's heart vibrate more strongly than anything. Alex gently held her hand, his voice warm and firm. "I promise to be the shoulder for you and the baby to lean on when you are tired. I promise to listen when you are sad, and to laugh with you in the smallest joys, and take care of the children with you. I cannot change this whole world, but I can change your world, so that there will always be me, our love." Tana's eyes gradually filled with tears, but they sparkled under the yellow light. She smiled softly, a gentle smile mixed with happiness. Then, very slowly, as if to engrave this moment deeply into her memory. She nodded. Yes, I agree. That answer was not loud, but to Alex, it was like a bell ringing in his heart. He hugged her tightly, as if afraid that if he let go, this moment would disappear. That morning, the gentle sunlight spread down on the porch, golden like a carpet welcoming a new beginning. Tana held Henry in her arms. The small warmth of the child made her heart both peaceful and trembling. The boy's round eyes looked at the world with pure innocence, not knowing that his parents were preparing for a big turning point. Alex walked out into the yard, his hands busy leading the bike, but his eyes could not hide his excitement. Last night he could not sleep well. His heart kept pounding, as if waiting for something important. Today, he not only took Tana to register their marriage, he also wanted to prove to her that he was ready to take on everything, including being a husband, a father, a solid support for this small family. When the car stopped in front of the gate, Alex's mother came out to welcome her. She smiled gently, but her eyes still sparkled with curiosity when she saw her son carrying Henry approaching. Alex spoke softly, his voice low and pleading. "Mom, Tana and I have something important to do today. Please help me look after Henry for a while." His mother reached out to take her little grandson. Henry softly cooed, his tiny hand fumbling to hold on to his grandmother's finger. Her heart softened. She looked at Alex, her eyes both worried and trusting, as if to say, "Go, I will always watch over you." Tana stood next to him, hugging Alex's arm. She felt her heart flutter, both nervous and emotional. She knew that the next step would change everything, turning their love into an eternal bond. Alex squeezed her hand tightly, as if to send an unspoken oath. The car started, leaving behind was Henry's laughter. Before them was the familiar road leading to the commune headquarters. But for Alex and Tana, today the road is longer, heavier, and more sacred than any other journey in their lives. There was nothing special about the commune headquarters this morning, but for Tana, this place suddenly became solemn and unusually heavy. She sat next to Alex, her heart beating so fast that she could hear it. When the registrar opened the marriage registration book, Tana's hand trembled slightly. Before her eyes, the white page seemed to shine brightly, as if waiting for a decision that could change her life. She glanced at Alex. He smiled, his eyes determined, his hand gently placed on hers, as if to give her strength. Alex signed first. His pen strokes were decisive, strong, like an oath. When it was her turn, Tana felt her breath catch. The pen was in her hand, but her hand was shaking violently. Signing, it seemed like just a small action, but to her, it contained both the past and the future. In that moment, memories flooded back. The last time, when she had put her pen under another marriage certificate, it had all turned into a painful mistake. The feeling was still there. The scar had never faded. She was afraid that she would make another mistake, that the road ahead would be stained with tears again. Tana gently closed her eyes, took a deep breath. Her hands were cold, her eyes were filled with tears. Then she felt Alex's hand tightly gripping hers, warm and steady. His voice whispered softly, just enough for her to hear. "You are not alone anymore, Tana. From now on, I will bear all the hardships with you." That sentence was like a key that opened the door of doubt in her heart. A warm stream spread throughout her chest, erasing the remaining fears. Tana opened her eyes, smiled shakily, then mustered up all her courage, slowly signing her name next to his. The handwriting was still shaky, but contained all the courage of her heart. At that moment, Tana's tears fell, no longer tears of pain, but of liberation. The whole room fell silent, then burst into cheers as the registrar raised his voice in congratulations. Tana turned around and met Alex's eyes full of pride, love, and confidence. This time, she knew she was right.